Call me Tarzan the way I'm gonna be swinging pube to pube in some of these characters' forests. So this is the Last of Us Bush tier list. First, Joel Miller. So, you're a man on this, right? He's got a forest, right? He's got an absolute forest. In The Last of Us 1, just everybody had a forest. They weren't advanced in civilization yet, haven't recovered they were just scavenging around. It was full apocalypse, pretty bad. None of them really had scissors or anything to cut their pubes like in The Last of Us 2. So, I feel like Joel, first game, absolute forest in his pants. But in The Last of Us 2, I feel like he would have it trimmed. Not waxed. That man no wax. Too hairy for that. But he would have it trimmed. But this is The Last of Us 1 Joel we're talking about. Forest. Same thing with Tommy, honestly. But I'm going to put him in trimmed. Just for the simple fact that I feel like his wife. What was it? I forget half these characters' names, to be honest. But his wife, you know, over here, she wouldn't let him have a bush. She would force him to trim it. So, he doesn't have a trimmed pube section on his own free will. His wife is holding him at gunpoint. So he's staying in trimmed. Ellie, I feel like Ellie would have. She would have a forest, right? She would. Honestly, I feel like she's one of those people who would shave their pubes into a heart. I feel like she would. But it's still a forest. Forest, but heart shaped. Dina, she keeps her shit trimmed. I know she does. Jesse, he keeps that shit waxed. That is a man that waxes. I just know it. Abby, she also has a forest. I know she has a forest. I know she does. And truthfully, I really want to braid her a bush with my tongue. Please. Owen, another forest. Another forest. Tez, another bush that I really want to swing pube to pube from like Tarzan, but she would wax. She would 100%. No, she trimmed. Yeah, I'm leaving that stutter and fuck up in. I don't care. Not redoing it. She's trimmed, not waxed. My bad. Bill though. Bill, we all know Bill's a gay man, and this is a big gay man. This is a bear we're talking about. This, this man's a bear. I just know he's extremely hairy down there. Because you know what? No bear ever trims or waxes their shit. Henry, another forest. Sorry. He would not. He does not care about keeping his pubes in check. He's too busy taking care of his brother. So, Forest. I forget her name. Starts with an M, ends with an A. Maria. I'm gonna go with Maria. She's another one that waxes. I can just tell. She's a little bit. She would wax. I feel like Jesse and Maria are the only two that wax. Only two. Isaac, Forrest. That man's too old to give enough of a fuck about pubes. Nora. I feel like Nora would be someone who trims. I could see it. She would trim those pubes, keep it in check. Doctors. She's a doctor, right? Yeah, she's a doctor. Doctors got to keep it clean, something like that. Marlene, absolute forest. That's a forest. So, bottom three bush sizes. Obviously, these two. Jesse would probably have. No. Marie would have the smaller bush, then Jesse. Then out of the trim section, Dina. Now, the three biggest bushes. Joel. Nobody's got a bigger bush than him. I'm sorry, I can't see it. Then Bill, number two. Then three. I'm gonna give three to Abby. I feel like she's got a big bush. If I ask nicely, would Abby, like, let me braid her pubes together? Please? Oh, yeah. You know what? Joel, too. Joel,